I'm Evan Essence, and today I have a guest who also happens to make music. So welcome, Jetse, or should I say EZTEJ?
Hello, hello, whichever name you prefer. No, but that's just my name backwards. Thank you so much that I could be here. It's really exciting. First time on air.
Wow, wow. All right, so yeah, you just like released your EP, your first EP. Um, but I believe like Rain Boots was like over a year ago.
Yeah, Rain Boots is really old. It's the first song I've ever written, I think.
Yeah. And there's a lot of range on this EP. Like the first song is, you can say it's a bit similar to Rain Boots because it's also a bit more acoustic.
Yeah.
But like then the second song came in and I was like, oh, there's range. There's range.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting to explore all different genres. I really haven't found my sound yet in a very specific genre, so I just try and go as far as I can and be as creative as I can with all the tracks. And I think you see that or you hear that on this EP.
Yeah, I think so too. And my favorite band also explores different genres. So,
Right.
King Gizzard.
Yeah, the Forbidden Gizzard Wizard. Yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
exactly. So, should we just get started?
Yeah,
or
if you want me to tell a little bit about the first song, we're gonna listen to the EP called "Seize the Eclipse." It's an EP about sort of living in a system of individuality, or like this composite of all of your people, and how you can find your own way in that. And I believe "The Machine" is a song that is largely inspired by gospel, by faith, to really express how much you can still believe in a thing. I'll let it speak for itself. Oh, I believe. Oh, I believe. I believe. Believe the machine. Oh, I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe the machine. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe the machine. The machine. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe the machine. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe the machine. I need not break the system. I'll fix its broken parts, polish its rusted organs, patch up its punctured heart. Though I watched through boys' eyes, though I loathed what I saw, though it clipped my wings off, though I survived the fall. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe the machine. I believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe the machine. The machine. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe the machine. I believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe the machine. Its airs have hurt the many. Sometimes it's helped the few. But if you keep adjusting, it will soon help you too. You'll find its hums relaxing. You'll soon trust the dark. You'll hand your worries over, and it will take them all. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe the machine. The machine. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe the machine. I believe the machine. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe the machine. Oh, hail the machine for its dumbfounded wisdom. Oh, hail the machine for it will become. machine for its moments of glory. Blessings to the heavens, which sent down heaven for one. Oh, hail the machine for its dumbfounded wisdom. All hail the machine for what it will become. And all hail the machine for its moments of glory. Blessings to the heavens, who sent down heaven for one.
So yeah, like I said, this was a bit more of an acoustic song, but also I already heard the gospel. But I'm curious, did you record this many times, or did you just overlay one thing many times?
I came up with the main riff in the library. I was sitting in a library and it was just I believe the machine was going round and round in my head. And after that, I was just going. I went home and I recorded that, I think maybe 100 times. And I just chose lines that felt natural to me. And when I put them together, I got all these different voicings. And I thought that was really interesting. So there's 3 side vocals on each side with a high, mid, and a low, and then the main vocal.
That's nice. It really creates a bit more of depth and such, and that's really nice.
Yeah, and it's really imperfect as well. I really wanted to keep it imperfect, like a crowd singing, instead of it all being super nicely overlaid.
Nice. And I also like it that the messages, well, it's kind of yes, I believe the machine, but it's nice to know that you yourself don't actually believe the machine.
Yeah, well, it's very much like a herald or something, like a zealot. It's very, I believe the machine for whatever it does, and whatever, even if it swallows me, I don't care because I believe it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you just lay it on thick, so people are like, well, maybe.
Especially
maybe
if you
no.
listen to the next track, you will know that maybe I don't believe the machine personally.
So what's it about? And
Well,
quick introduction.
Dissatisfaction is a track that really goes into the. I always imagined that talking heads sound like this. They don't, but I feel like it because it's basically going up into that machine and losing your sense of individuality, which means you almost turn into a machine with multiple personas for yourself. That is what dissatisfaction is about, and it's really grimy and it's really dirty and dark.
Yes.
And yeah, I hope you like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've told you this 1,000 times, but you just won't listen. The things that we have in our minds, it is poison. Poison for our productivity, for our creativity, for our emotional well-being. It leads to dissatisfaction, leads to rejection. It's an infection, baby. Get the injection. Get the injection. It's like affection, baby. And I've been wondering lately if I should kill you, maybe. Would you like that, baby? It will be painless, you'll see. And if we're really lucky, we'll be an angel, maybe. Dissatisfaction leads to rejection. It's an infection, baby. Give the injection, baby. Dissatisfaction is introspection. My lack of vision is an omission. Just reset me kindly, baby. Like a factory, I'll be empty. Just take my blood flow, take
those breathing sounds were part of the song. Not yet.
No,
breathing.
not Yetse right now, but Yetse from the past.
Yes, exactly. Which is also what I really like. It's a tiny little detail, and it's like kind of throughout a big part of the track, and then at the end it's just that. So that's really nice. And also, my initial thought was like, "Ooh, this is kind of sounding like Daft Punk," the
Right.
satisfaction.
Yeah.
So it's quite funny, but it's really nice. It's really dense and not as crunchy as the rest is gonna be.
Yeah.
But it has the beginning of the crunch. That's also part of your sound a bit.
It's my sound is a little bit grimy, and it's grimy in a clean way. I haven't gone into distortion too much, except for one of these tracks. But Tyler, the Creator, was a big inspiration on this. So his Chromacopia and, for example, Saint Chromia, I think, that track just features people breathing. It features like the stomping of boots. And I think this track and the next track are really inspired by that sort of mixture of electronic and very acoustic sounds.
Yeah, and it's also nice to not only include sounds of musical instruments and to broaden the scope of what can contribute to a song.
And that is what I'm experimenting with at the moment. It's really hard because I am not a field recorder. I know a couple of people that do everything with recorded sounds, and I just like my instruments. But being creative with my voice, with my mouth, I think that is very interesting. And it also leads sometimes on uncomfortable, which I don't think you got from this song, but you could.
No, not me. I like my fucked up songs. I have listened to my fair share of Eels.
Oh, I'm not familiar, but that sounds intense.
There's this one specific song, Cancer for the Cure, and it's kind of like very cynical, and it has some really distorted sounds in it.
Oh, sounds interesting.
Yeah. So, but the next song is gonna be Human Guillotine.
Yes. That was the album single. I released that a week earlier, and it's now being the most popular track from this album, from this EP, I should say. And it's really about a worker's mantra from I was inspired by the show Arcane. I don't know if you've seen it.
Not yet.
Okay, well, go watch it. It's really cool. But like a worker's mantra in a factory, you can hear the machine sounds, you can hear the boots, and it slowly turns into this revolutionary song. Overthrowing the people that own the factory.
Ish check 2468 dilate hex test forfeit subsist fight it chin up head down crooked shoulders back straight in place marching forward his check 2468 dilate hex test forfeit subsist fight it chin up head down crooked shoulders back straight in place marching forward ish check 2468 dilate hex test forfeit subsist fight it chin up head down crooked shoulders back straight in place marching forward his check 2468 dilate hex test forfeit subsist fight it chin up head down crooked shoulders back straight in place marching forward check 4-8 loose bolts gears grinding this heat brain is dying lost faith lost fingers you'll break before the machine does loose bolts gears grinding this heat brain is dying lost faith lost fingers you'll break before the machine does you'll break before the machine does you'll break before the machine does lost faith lost fingers you'll break before the machine does chin up defy orders back straight feel your monster more than bones and meat. A human guillotine. Chin up, defy orders. Back straight, fuel your monster. You're more than bones and meat. A human guillotine. The machines will stop grinding. Will choke the science crying. The sum of all our parts will burn their heaven and earth. The machines will stop grinding. Will choke the science crying. The sum of all our parts will burn their heaven and earth down.
Attention. An emergency has been reported in this building. Please cease operation.
So that was the Human Guillotine, a super cool song. I think this should indeed be like kind of like a revolution, badass type of soundtrack, because it kind of feels like that way.
Oh,
And
thank you.
it has the cringe that I was just talking about.
Yeah.
It's very cringy. And also the outro with like actually like the burning of something with
yeah.
also the attention sample.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It really adds
Thank
to
you.
it as well.
Yeah, I really had a lot of inspiration for this song. Also, since the guillotine sound, like that really worked well for me to really have this turn in my attitude also towards writing it. I wrote it all in one day, but the performance is what really changes over time. Especially the guitars. I only added the guitars, I think, in as one of the last elements, specifically the higher octave one. But they, for me, represent the freedom that slowly is gained in this system. In the end, it's almost like the sirens are the guitars, left and right and left and right, and they're wallowing in their own despair of, oh no, the factory's burning down, or something. But I really like the vibe that it creates in that sense.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Thank you.
This
Thank you.
I believe this one might have been the most surprising to me because it has so many layers and so much depth and so many different elements as well.
Interesting, because there are very little actual musical elements in this. I think it has a bunch of voices, but there is a bass and then there is a guitar, but the rest is all just drums. So I think it's very interesting that you say it's very layered.
Maybe also, yeah, or the atmosphere. I don't know, but there's also like a lot of voices in there.
Yeah, absolutely,
as well.
absolutely. And I agree that it sets down an atmosphere, but when I listen to it, I feel like, oh, there is not really a lot here. If you look through all the layers of folly, I think it's very interesting.
But yeah, interesting.
And then the next one, of course. It's I uploaded a reel of this like 2 days ago, and it's a Modern Warfare edit where I got shot, and at the start of when it hits you, you know, because it's such a crunchy feeling at the start, and then it sort of just builds on that until it switches. I really love this song.
What's it called?
Seize the Eclipse, like the EP itself.
The smell of smoke, there's heat of fire, there's charred wood, there's blood in the water. I heard all the screams, I heard all the sirens. I don't feel much at all. My heart, it grew tired, 'cause I could barely help. I seized the chance of wealth while they search around. I'm counting my copper, the blood's on my hands, metallics in water. I can't say I'm sad, the smartest just win here. I seize the eclipse.
So yeah, this starts off very electronically. Let
Yeah.
me get in my notes. Yeah, at once very electronic, very crunchy.
Mhm.
That were my notes.
That's all. Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah, I guess for me this feels like what licking a Nintendo cartridge tastes like. It's crunchy all over.
Yeah, but additionally also the lyrics are a bit abstract.
Yeah.
Like for all of them, except for Rainboots, which we're gonna talk about in a
Mhm.
bit. Which is also personally I quite like abstract lyrics that you sort of can guess like, oh, it applies to this bit, and you can also interpret it a bit in your own way.
Absolutely. That is one of the main things that really gets me into music and really helps me create is these conversations that I have with my dad, with my friends, with people that come up to me and say, "Oh, so this must be about this because this is about this." I really find these conversations are like the lifeblood of my art. Also, the interpretations that people have, for example, of human guillotine, I've heard it come all the way from the Republicans in America to the healthcare system to factory workers overseas. It's so broad, and these conversations that we are having also right now of interpretation of art that, I don't know, that warms my soul.
Great. And also what warms my soul is Rainboots. It has
Ah.
been in my smoothie blender playlist, which is more like the soft songs, which is cuddles for your ears. It's just a big collection of all like very chill and mellow songs that I listen to when I just want to relax. So Rainboots is in there because it's very chill, and I think it's very cute.
Yeah, and Rainboots has gone through so much. It's the first song that I mastered. I didn't even have the paid version of Ableton yet. It was all crunched and compressed. And it's still on Spotify if you want to listen to it. The first version is not very good. But the version that is on this EP has just the little sprinkles added to it. There's a bunch of voices underneath that you don't really hear, but add a little bit of that, I don't know, that childhood mystery.
I'm in my rain boots, conquering the wind. I'm in my rain boots, I'm conquering the wind. There's a pebble, it seems to have gotten in. Yeah, there's this pebble, it seems to have gotten in. I'm in my rain boots. I'm in my rain boots. And there's this pebble that reminds me where I've been. I'm in my rain boots, but it's slowly raining in.
Yeah, so as contrast to like the other songs which have more abstract lyrics, this one really has like this really small, tiny moment of time and extends it into a very peaceful song with rain sounds that you actually hear better now. Of like just not, yeah, nearly 2 minutes. And that's also why I really like it. It's like very quiet and calm, and it has this very tiny little problem, which is, well, maybe it's not even a problem. It's more of like this sensation that you have in this moment. And that's very cute. And then you
Yeah.
can kind of like take it out of the context. Like it has no context, but you know the feeling.
Right. Yeah, for me, I also showed it on my Instagram, I think 2 days ago. This song is directly inspired by a childhood picture of me sitting in the gravel behind my old parents' home. And I was sitting there and I had my rain boots taken off because I had put them full of pebbles. And I was thinking, okay, so I'm going to take these pebbles somewhere. But the moment I wanted to put my shoes back on, my shoes were full of pebbles. But yeah, I in my head, it's this moment of looking back at that moment of my childhood, and there's a pebble that reminds me where I've been. It's a pebble that reminds me how much history I have, and from how far I've actually gotten as a person, and how far I'll probably go. So I hope it's an inspiration for people, most likely.
It's very cute still.
Thank you, thank you.
And warm. And also, it was the fifth song, so we only
Yeah.
have one song left.
Oh, this flew by. It's only been half an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a nice closure as well to the album or to the EP. It's called Dawn, and after all of the hardship that we go through with Dissatisfaction, Human Guillotine, Seize the Eclipse, which is still very morally ambiguous, and then Rain Boots being there all alone. Dawn is this call to action of be there with your friends, with your loved ones. Step out of the water and dance, feel, and heal.
Heal from the water, 'cause the water can heal and feel with your fingers, 'cause your fingers can tell you what is real and seek embrace of others, 'cause you're not all alone. And step out of the and feel the creature that is you. Hands dance and sway and feel and sing. Hands play and heal and wait and pray to be and feel and heal and be.
So that was the closing song, and um, I kind of like compared it with its message to the closing track of The Wall of Pink Floyd, because that whole album is a bit more deranged and that sort of stuff. And then the last song is like, hey, remember that there are loved ones outside the wall waiting for you, so just go to them now.
Ah,
So it has kind of like the same message, but it's also like a very gentle song to end an EP with. So I was wondering, did you write this specifically as a closing track?
no, it's just like Rain Boots. This is the second oldest track on this EP. I think it was called The Water for almost all of its life, and that was from 2022, I think. So it's about 3 years old at the moment. But The Water, or Dawn as it's called right now, really ties into this feeling of of this EP, of having trust in yourself, trust in others, losing and finding your individuality. And specifically, if you listen to this album on repeat, which I suggest you would do every day in the morning till evening, but if you listen to it on repeat, it actually folds into itself like the road snake. So it ends on a note of trust yourself and trust others. Then it starts again with I trust the system, which is composed of others. And then you lose your individuality again in dissatisfaction. So it loops in that sense.
That's very cool.
Thank you.
I always like it when like the songs spill over into each other, which is also on this EP, which you did not experience. So you should just like go to your streaming service and listen to this EP.
Seize the Eclipse.
And also that it like loops full circle in the end. That's something I can really, really appreciate.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, kind of a bit more of a general question. How did you find this specific sequence for the EP?
Well, I've had struggles with releasing music, I think, in my entire career, which is now, 4 years, so it's not much. But I really have a lot of struggles coherently placing tracks together. I've made a bunch of demo EPs and they just didn't fit, or I needed to write a bunch of songs to get into the middle of them. And with this, I really had this vision of a world. There's a factory, something is burning down, people are suffering from that, but also growing from that, growth from the ashes. And in that sense, the songs that were there already, Rain Boots and The Water, really slipped into these songs that I have made more recently, such as Dissatisfaction, Human Guillotine, and I Believe the Machine. I noticed that I was writing a lot about the same messages and from different angles, really like a book with multiple main characters, multiple protagonists, or even antagonists in this sense, which made it very easy to composite it as sort of this coherent story.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it works indeed very well. And also, as you mentioned, there are songs on here that are like 3 years old.
Yeah.
And there are some more recent songs, and there's some songs that are more electronic versus the acoustic ones. So how does your process change between those songs? Do you have like a bit of like a basic process, or is it just, what's the process?
It starts somewhere. Usually it starts somewhere. Maybe that starts at a poem. I usually on Wednesdays write in the library for 1 to 2 hours and have a poem there. And that could be the start. I could have a guitar riff that I find really interesting. I have had this very small meme techno project on the side, which also has inspired me to really start from Ableton, start with the drums, start with the bass, and feel what the groove is, and go over that. Really like let the lyrics spill over onto that, or even grab an old poem and just put it over that. So I have multiple ins into this creative process. My actual like sort of profession, you could call it, is being a designer, an industrial designer. And these ins into the creative process are what inspires me as well, and is what I design with. So I really want to look into how people can see this, this creative process, and how you can find your own little in into that. Mine is my guitar, but also Ableton, but also poetry. But for people who are listening to this who may never have written a song before, or a poem, or never picked up an instrument, there's always somewhere that you can fit into this creative process and work together and create something. And that is what I see with myself. I keep gathering tools to create these very different songs that you can hear.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also notice it because I'm also doing a creative study in which I also work on a creative project type of basis. So having multiple starting points or points where you can start from is really beneficial, because once you get stuck in one, then you can just continue on to the other, and you can just keep on jumping until you find something where you actually manage to start and also finish.
Absolutely, and I think that finishing process is where a lot of my struggles are. So I think now in the backlog, well, if there aren't 100 different little demos, and then I think 60 songs that if you would press me, I could release right now, but they're 85% done. And I just can't get that final 50%. So I'm very proud that with all of these songs, they're 100% done, I think. Or, well, 95.
But I mean, is anything 100% done ever?
Nah, it's art. It's art. You don't have done art. Well, I guess that with like Gravity, once it's on the wall, it's done. But it's complex in and of itself. So no, I don't think so.
That's really nice. So we expect an album by the end of the month, right? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay, no, but I'm just gonna see where this creative spiral leads me, and maybe it goes towards a Dutch EP or album. I think I have a bunch of Dutch demos now that I really want to release. That could be one, but I also could keep working on this vibe. I really don't know. I can't make any promises.
No, you don't have to. Like, an artist should never be obligated to stick to something which the fans want.
Yeah, but I hope slowly I'm getting fans. It's insane. This album has more than 800 streams at the moment. Like, it's insane. My listener total has, like, I think ×8 on Spotify alone, which is crazy. So I just want to thank everybody who has been listening, of your incredible support, because that just means the world to me.
That's very nice. Yeah.
And also, in that sense, I really want to thank you. I know we're going through more than this, but after the EP, and I thought this would be a great moment to give me a second. Announce the first CD that I've ever burned, and it's the CD of Seize the Eclipse. So it's there. It's I guess. Oh wait, the camera's right there. But I want to give this to you specifically for getting me on this radio. But also, I'm gonna be distributing these in small batches, so you're getting the first one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And yeah, for this show, we also prepared some more than just the EP, of course.
Yeah.
In response to the EP, I picked out 6 songs that kind of like connect to yours. So
Interesting.
we're gonna listen to that. It also shows